Hey everybody, JC here. Happy Monday afternoon. It's about 4 o'clock here in Porter, Texas. About to run out to the Best Buy, and we're going to use Tesla FSD to do it. Let's go. Start pulling out. Figuring out which way it wants to go. Navigation originally had us going right, decided to go left, probably because of the angle there from my brother-in-law's truck. That's okay. Come up to the stop sign, come to a complete stop. Look for oncoming traffic, none coming, so we take a left. Come up to another stop sign, come to a complete stop, put on our right blinker and take a right. Very overcast day here in the Houston area. We had quite a bit of rain over the last couple of days. Haven't really had any rain today, but still very overcast. Still a lot of standing water, as you can see right there on cue. As I mentioned, standing water, Tesla FSD makes a quick move to the left to avoid that large body of standing water. Have a little bit more to the right, not as much, and so we make a subtle move to the left on that. All right, we're coming up to a four-way stop. Have a straight truck going through. Come to a complete stop. It's our turn. We go. Great job. All right, we're going to come up to the traffic light here. In a couple hundred feet, that's North Park Drive. We'll go right on North Park, put on our right blinker. We have the green light currently. Turns yellow, but we can roll into it. Nice turn. It was a little bit wide. We kind of went halfway into both lanes. But again, due to the fact that we had the green light, we know that we don't have any oncoming traffic on North Park. We have some pedestrians to the right of us with young children. Fortunately, they stay put. We don't overreact. Have some cross traffic to the left and right. They stay put. All right, going through a traffic light here at Woodridge Parkway. Go on through. We're going to hit some road construction here in about a quarter mile, and we'll have that for a couple of miles. There's the road construction sign. Put on our left blinker, move over to the left, do the wiper blades for what, I don't know. All right, continuing through the traffic light here at Russell Palmer. Road construction to the left, vehicles to the right, narrow lanes. Those narrow lanes are about to shift into some temporary lanes due to the road construction. FSD has historically handled those very well. We have a vehicle in the median there, but they are completely out of the roadway, so we're good. We come around the temporary curve. The narrow lanes become a little narrower. but Tesla FSD is handling it all very well. Ooh, they're coming in hot. And they're putting on their brakes hot. All right, we're coming up to the traffic light. Well, first we're going to get over the railroad tracks, and then the traffic light at the intersection of 494 and North Park. Get through that. We have some traffic turning right into the shopping center, so we make a great move and get over into the left lane. Great move right there. Avoiding that congestion and those vehicles trying to turn right into the shopping center. And more of them are doing that. I don't know what that Cadillac was acting like it was going to do something stupid, but didn't at that point. All right, we are at the traffic light of the intersection of North Park Drive and 59 East Tex Freeway. When the traffic light turns green, we're going to go underneath the bridge and take a left on the feeder road of 59 East Tex Freeway going southbound. What I'm not sure of is if we're actually going to get up on East Tex Freeway or just ride the feeder. You could do both. Just not sure we need to actually get up on the freeway in order to get to Best Buy, but we'll see. And we won't be in Best Buy very long. So we should be able to maintain daylight for the entirety of this drive. It is 4:10. We'll probably get to Best Buy at around 4:20. We don't lose daylight until 5:30. So since I won't need to be in bed, I say I won't need to be in bed. It depends obviously on Best Buy and how many customers are in there, but generally speaking, doesn't take long. And then, I should be home before the sun goes down at 5:30. So I've actually had quite a few nighttime drives here lately, primarily due to picking up my wife from the restaurant. Then I've got a video coming out soon here of picking up my mother-in-law from the airport late at night, and then just having some things to do during the day. So it's ended up, I had a request a few weeks back of wanting to see some nighttime drives, and here lately the majority of my videos have been at nighttime. So kind of good to get a daytime one, although this isn't really testing out how. All right, let me keep an eye on this Corvette over here. They raced up. I'm sure they want to get over. You've got a Corvette, so do your thing. Let's see what they do. Apologies, just needed to put a pin in the discussion there for a second. All right, there we go. Corvette's going to find a gap and get in there. Good job. I'm sure the Toyota Camry in front of us may think differently, but nonetheless, everybody's good to go. All right, we make a left. We are going to get up on the freeway for a bit. Getting on the on-ramp for 59 East Tex Freeway going southbound. Definitely will not be on here very long. In fact, just about 2 miles. All right, we merge in to the freeway, start moving our way to the left. Still got the blinker on. Move over again. Let's see what we do here. So yeah, be nice to have a daytime video come out. Although what I was about to say, well, and there go the windshield wipers again. Although there is some standing water and some stuff gets sprinkled on the windshield, so I'm sure it's reacting to that as well. But yeah, not a big test of heavy sunlight coming into the front cameras, but nonetheless, it's a daytime drive. All right, we're getting over to the left again. Gonna get around this big semi. Got about 3/4 of a mile until our exit. There we go. We get around that semi. We move back over to the right. We're gonna need to get over about 3 or 4 more lanes. There we go. Continue to have the blinker on. And I think we can stay in this lane. But man, I'll just remark on it, just how smooth version 13.2.2 has been with exiting the freeway. It operates with such a level of confidence, smoothness, and safety that is just really incredible. All right, taking our exit. We are now back on the feeder. Well, technically, we're on the off-ramp right now. We're about to merge into the feeder. There we go. We've merged. We're going to take the feeder all the way up to FM 1960, and we're going to do a U-turn at the bridge that goes over 59 East X Freeway and get over to the other side of the feeder. Slowing down a bit. We're going to pass by the mall. We move over to the middle lane. We still got about a half mile till we get up. We are going to need to move back over to the left though in order to get into the U-turn lane. All right, we're passing by Deerbrook Mall. There we go. We put our left blinker on, move back over to the left. We have a Chevy Silverado that's pulled out of the mall parking lot directly in front of us, so that'll slow us down a bit. See how we handle this U-turn at the bridge. All right, we get over to the left into the U-turn only lane. A little bit of a tight turn here. Handle it really well. Continue on into the U-turn. We do have some yielding and merging that needs to take place right here. It's a nice tight turn, which you need to do right there. We begin to move over to our right because we are going to need to turn right in about 300 or 400 yards into the Best Buy parking lot, and then we'll see how we do in the Best Buy parking lot and whether I need to use actual Smart Summon or I drop a manual pin. I take that back, rephrase my words, not actual Smart Summon, but use a manual pin. Wrong concept. All right, making our right turn into the shopping center parking lot. You see Best Buy in front of us. All right, put on our left blinker. Turn left into the Best Buy parking lot, and we'll see what it does. My presumption is, all right, we got the little stop signs, but that's only for if there are actual pedestrians coming through. All right. And it is going to stop right in front. So let's go do a manual pin. Let's just try it here. Okay. Got a car coming through, so we got to slow down for them. Let's see how we do in here. We got very well defined parking spots. Lots of Geek Squad vans. So you can identify a parking spot. Or are you just going to stop? All right, it's going to do that again. So what I'm going to do, since I don't give up, let's just try. Perfect. Great parking job. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And we had to try twice. So I literally took that saying to heart. So we have been able to come all the way to the Best Buy in Humble, Texas, from my home in Porter, Texas, about 10-mile trip. And we are able to park perfectly. I shouldn't say nothing's ever perfect, but park adequately. I can get up out of my car now, which I will here in a second, and go into the Best Buy, and not have to do things. And we did it completely hands-free. I did not touch the pedals, I did not touch either of the pedals, nor did I touch the steering wheel. Is it perfect? Would I have loved it to FSD to do it all on its own, soup to nuts? Yes. But we were able to use the manual pin to do it. So I had to do it twice. I had to try twice, but it worked. All right, everybody. I'm going to shut it down here for a second and run into the Best Buy. And it won't take me long at all. And we'll be back in the car and head on home. I got to check I'll check with my, she may have wanted me to run a quick errand before I head home, but I'll be in the car here in a second. All right, everybody. Talk to you in a bit. Bye. All right, everybody. Back in the Tesla from the Best Buy. And now we're going to run one more quick errand and then head home. Let's go. All right. Put on the rear camera. Took a few seconds there to think. Start reversing back. We got the Geek Squad vans behind us. Watch out for them. And we straighten out. Let's concentrate on this Best Buy parking lot first. All right, we're going to turn left. No traffic. Right in front of the Red Lobster. Man, great biscuits over there. Those cheddar biscuits. Woo-wee. All right, coming up to the stop sign here. Put on our right blinker. Come to a complete stop. No cars coming, so we take our right. And then we're going to come up to the 59 East Tex Freeway going northbound. Lots of traffic coming through here, and it's all coming hot. So this one's going to be interesting. This one's good. Let's see if we can identify a gap. Nothing yet that I see. Yeah, you can try. Wow, excellent job. Okay, we had a gap in this lane, but not necessarily in the middle lane. And I've mentioned this on a previous FSD drive video before, that I'm noticing with 13.2.2 that when it comes to turning right onto a feeder road, highway feeder road, and apologies for those of you who don't live in Texas. I'm not sure if y'all have a highway feeder system, but in the state of Texas, pretty much all of our freeways and highways have feeders that run alongside it. And that traffic on that feeder can be high, and they're almost going as fast as the folks on the freeway, maybe a little bit less. But if the traffic on the highway is 75 or 80, the feeder road's going 60 to 70, and there's quite a lot of it coming through right there. But what I was going to say is that in previous versions, unless both lanes of the feeder were completely open, FSD might not try to get out there and take a gap unless the traffic in the other lanes were completely empty as well. And now it's so confident in its ability to maintain a tight right turn. Don't get me wrong, it still needs that middle lane to be far enough back of the gap to say that this is a safe gap to take. But on previous versions, you literally had to sit there and wait until there was no traffic in those rightmost two lanes. There could be traffic in that third lane. It was fine with that. But if there's traffic in that middle lane, it just would get stuck, and you would have people honking at you. And it just got, so a lot of times I would find myself, I would say half of the non-critical interventions I used to have were with FSD not being comfortable taking a right turn on a feeder because there was a car in the leftmost lanes. And it just doesn't seem to have that issue now. And granted, this has been like maybe the third time I've seen that, and it's just nice. It's just those little subtle things that, again, it's not a big deal. I mean, even if you got to put your foot on the accelerator to kind of help it have confidence to get out onto a feeder road, that's not a big deal. It's not critical, right? It's not life or death, and it's something that even, teleoperations could handle. But what I'm noticing with 13.2 is that, well, they've taken that off the table, at least from what I'm seeing. All right, coming up to the traffic light here, we're going to take a left onto FM 1960. We got a yellow. Are we going to get there in time? We do. Our back tires, I'm just going to tell you, I know it. What you're going to see is it turned red while we were in the middle of the intersection. In the state of Texas, as long as your rear tires are beyond the white line that was behind us, while it's still yellow, you're good to go. And we were good to go there. And believe me, I've looked at the law. I had to, because there's been, that's the other thing I will tell you that's interesting about Tesla FSD, is about 3 times since I've been on version 13, I've had to look up Texas state traffic laws, because it's done a number of things that had me scratch my head like, is that actually legal? And that was one of them I had to look at, because I don't know, I was like, you're in that no man's land, right? Like, obviously I knew that you could be in that intersection while it was turning yellow, but I didn't know, like, okay, well, what is the actual legal, like, if you were to get ticketed and you had to go to court, what are you going to be able to stand on? And the rule you could stand on is, had I gotten ticketed right there because it turned red on me, as long as my rear tires were beyond that white line, I was good to go. And we all know in Teslas, we got the video footage. And so that would, now granted, it'd be a pain in the ass to go to a pain in the butt to have to go to court and prove that out. But we all know with Teslas, we've got the video data to do it. And me personally, I've got additional video data because I've got 2 extra GoPros in my car. So, all good. I actually had, this was a while back, about a year and a half ago, maybe longer than that, maybe about 20 years, almost 2 years ago, when I was in my previous Tesla. It was interesting. A young lady, I was downtown, and there's a reason for this story that I'm veering off, but it's about Teslas, and like, don't do something bad to a Tesla. Like, number one, don't key a Tesla in a parking lot, and number 2, don't like veer into a lane with a Tesla and you be the one to do a love tap to it. and then think that you're going to be able to get away with it when the police officers come to file a police report. So what happened is I was downtown. So just don't do, for all of you that don't own Teslas, let me let y'all in on a little secret. There are cameras galore with these cars. And so if you're going to try to get it, I mean, granted, if the Tesla runs into you, then that's even better for you, because like, don't let a Tesla owner fool you. That video data is out there. And so you know, whatever you got to do, but you know, 99 times out of 100, people don't realize that there's video data. There's Sentry video data with Teslas. And so anyway, we were downtown, and I was in the leftmost lane, just minding my own business, continuing to go across traffic. And some young lady who wanted to turn left in the intersection that was about 2 more streets up from us raced over to try to get in front of me. And what she did is she was doing, you know what she didn't like just cut me off, but she was doing one of those little subtle nuance moves to basically come over and nudge me to slow down and stop and let her over. But she just kind of kept going over, and we didn't. And what ended up happening is she gave me a little love tap and didn't do anything to my Tesla. I had no damage on my previous Tesla, and she really didn't have that much. I think it like did one of her, it had like a little scratch on hers, and we ended up both stopping and exchanging insurance information. But she tried to say it was my fault, like that I was coming over into her lane and she was going straight. And I was like, nah, player, you were coming over on me. And so in a non-camera world, it's he said, she said, right? And of course, well, anyway, she was trying to pull that over, and the police officer came over to talk to me, like, you know, he had talked to her first, and he came over there with, you could tell it was a premise of I had done something wrong. And I was like, officer, let me save you some time. You do realize I've got Sentry camera footage in my Tesla, but we can even stop all that. I've got a camera, a GoPro that I hang from and I film all my drives. If you'd like, I can take it down and show you. And he's like, yeah, let me look at that. And he looked at it, and you could the look in his eyes when he watched that, and he was basically comparing and contrasting it to what that young lady had just told him 15 minutes earlier. And he was like, make sure you save this. I'm like, yep, well, and I don't know what he said to the young lady when he went back over there to talk to her. I think he was basically saying, like, look, just get on out of here. Like, don't, oh, what was that? Oh, there was a little thing from that bottom of one of those cones was right there in the middle of the road. We did not try to avoid that. Now, granted, that being said, there was a car there. Well, we couldn't get over to the left, obviously, because the cones were there, and there was a car immediately to our back right. But yeah, it did not, it wasn't that big of a deal. It was like one of those flat cones, or flat black bottoms to a cone. So not a big whoop, but it did not try to like do a little subtle move to get either over it or around it. But again, not compared to the potholes we've had around here, i.e. why all this road construction's going on. Yeah, compared to that was nothing. I'll take that any day of the week. But anyway, getting back to my story, yeah. So I ended up, that saved the day. That kept me out of a whole lot of heartache, and, you know, that never would have been it was like one of those, it wasn't even really a fender bender. It was like, she tapped me, and it scratched up. It didn't do much damage to my Tesla, which is interesting. Because usually it's the Tesla, it's the car you run in that you scratch the most, but it did scratch hers up. And she was, you know, she was probably pissed that I didn't like just stop and defer to her to let her over instead of her just slowing down and getting behind me. So she's probably pissed about that. And then she was pissed that her car got scratched up, but that was her fault. And she was going to try to put it on me, but you know what? The video don't lie. And people, I'm telling you, I mean, and I told the police officers, like, yeah, I got the GoPro here. I can show you this right now, but I'm telling you, there's Sentry camera footage. I can't show you that right now because I got to download that from the USB-C, but it's going to show you the same thing, and it's going to actually show you at the fender level. And so he's like, nah, your GoPro showed me enough. She was definitely coming over into your lane. So, yeah, just a little PSA to everybody out there. If you get into an accident with a person in a Tesla, don't lie. Just don't lie. You're not going to help your cause at all. All right, we're getting into the left turning lane here at Atascocita Town Center. Looks like some of the road construction over here has finally been finished. That's nice. We are going to the PetSmart. So again, really, really quick trip to the PetSmart. And we'll see how it does in the PetSmart parking lot and whether it just tries to drop us off in front like an Uber or if it actually tries to go and park us. We'll just see. All right, looks like the lights turned. We're starting to make our left turn. There we go, kick the light. Getting over into the right lane over here. Looks like we're gonna make a right turn at the stop sign. Yeah, this is a nice little shopping center here in Atascocita. They finally are starting to finish some of that road construction all around here. So it looks like we're taking a right here by the AT&T and the Uberito. And I don't know what that's, a bank. I don't know which bank that is. All right, we're gonna go curve around here a little bit in the parking lot. There we go, good job. Got a car turned right in front of us. Gonna keep turning here. Oh, they got a Dick's over here. Dick's Sporting Goods. I always generally gone to the one at the mall. That's probably about the same distance, honestly. But it's a new one. Easier to park at, probably. All right, we're coming up to the Petco. We're just gonna see how we do here. Is it gonna park us or just drop us off? We got a young lady to our left we need to be careful with. We're going to stop here for a second, let her get across. We also have a vehicle that is, you need to stop for her. They acted like they weren't going to stop for her. All right. It's like we're going to put our left blinker on. Let's see what we do. My presumption is we're going to stop right in front of the Petco. And that is what we do. So let's end that. Let's navigate. And let's just see what we can do here. Well, it's going to stop by the parking spots again. Let's try that again. Let's just do this right. No, not there. If I can get it. Nope. What's going on? Let me. Apologies, folks. Bear with me 1 second. It's interesting. I'm going to try one more time to see if it will identify a parking spot, and if not, we're going to auto park. Let me have it come up on the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it go right there. All right. 3 times. It took 3 times. So it took 2 manual pins at the Best Buy and 3 manual pins at the Petco. I'll be the first to admit, I could have parked a lot closer, but again, what we're doing here is we're seeing how much can be done hands-free. I'm a little surprised that it took me 3 manual pins to have it park me in the Petco parking lot. And the reasons why are it's a very well laid out parking lot with clearly, like brand new, clearly defined parking lanes. You can see it. They're all nice and fresh paint. It's a big parking lot, so it's on the actual navigation. You can see the parking lanes on the navigation. So I'm not sure why it took that much effort to do it, but nonetheless, I shouldn't say that much effort. Doing 3 pins on a screen is not a lot of effort, but you know what I mean, that it took it 3 times to do it, but it did it. So we have continued to be completely hands-free during this entire errands running process. All right, well, let me shut it down again here for a second, run into Petco. This one will even be quicker. And we'll be back in the car and we'll head on back to the casa. All right, everybody. Bye. All right, everybody. Done at the Petco. Let's head home. Put the rear camera on. Start backing out. Going a little slow, but that's okay. Straighten out. Go straight. Put on our left blinker. Come up to the stop sign here, and this is a one-way stop. The traffic going in front of us has the right-of-way. There we go. So, and then we're going to do an immediate left there. Great job. Wow. Really nice human-like move there. All right. We're going to stay along this road till we get up to the stop sign, and then we're going to take a left. We're going home, but I've put in an extra coordinate here to have it take us by Lowe's, and not because I need to go to Lowe's. It's because I want, all right, give him a wave. He deferred to us. I want it to go this direction because this has been we're going to see one of the more difficult intersections. Oh, where are we going here? Up. You know, stop. Yes, it does. It stops on its own, but are you going to back out and get out of it? Of course there's an object in the path detected. So, all right, it is stopped. Oh. All right, what are you going to do now? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I am so happy I trusted you on that one. Oh my God. I was ready though. My foot was hovering. Wow. Okay, but are you going to get it right this time? So what I was trying to do is get it to go by the Lowe's, not to Lowe's. So what I'm gonna have to do, we are not going to Lowe's. We're trying to go that direct to get out. Let's see what we do this time. All right. But you got to go. We're not going behind. We're not going to Lowe's. We're going this direction. Are you going to make the same mistake? All right. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. All right. You stopped. You did it again. All right. What are you going to do? This time it's going to stop. All right. But that was so cool. We are not going to Lowe's, obviously. What I was trying to do, let me explain this to you because you're like, what the hell are you doing, Jason? But I'm really happy that I screwed up and didn't take Lowe's out of the navigation because it showed us doing something. So I wanted to go that direction instead of going that direction. That way's easy to get home. There's an intersection over there that's really tough, and I wanted to take that. So in order for me to do it, I kind of had to put an extra navigation over here to the Lowe's, but I forgot to take it out. So it has taken us to the Lowe's. But now what I need to do is have it take us that direction. So what I'm going to do is we're going to end the trip, and I'm going to have it navigate us home. But let me just check and see. All right. Let me see what. All right. There's an object in front of us. We can't go that way. So what are you going to do? Let's just give it a second here. It did so good that first time. It backed up and got out of this situation. There we go. There we go. All right. Now we're going home. We're not going to Lowe's anymore, so you ought to have a better coordinate. That was my fault. I'm sorry, FSD. But they've closed off Lowe's to go back. She always likes to go to the side and the back of establishments. Okay, now let's see what you do. Wow, that was so good. I almost got you stuck, and you unstuck yourself. You took me to Lowe's. You took me to exactly where you wanted to go. That was awesome. All right, coming up to the road here. All right, note to self, when you're trying to put in additional navigation places for it to go so that it goes this direction and not that direction, note to self, as soon as it's going that direction, get it out of the navigation. Granted, that was my fault that I didn't get Lowe's out of it in time to get us going this direction, but I'm actually really, really happy I made that mistake. Because we just saw it get itself unstuck twice. That was awesome. All right, we are going to come up to a pretty... In fact, there's two ways to get out of this parking lot this direction. Both of them are really, really difficult. And I just want to see. I'm going to put it through a little bit of a stress test here. All right, got a car coming through, so we got to stop for them. And then as they get on through, we are good. Get across some trail. Very good job. Excellent job. Wow, I'm still just really, really happy to see what it did at that gate. That's what it didn't do the other day when I was taking my wife to the Asian food market. If y'all remember on that video, we got stuck at a fence. And it would not get itself unstuck. It wouldn't go in reverse. Right there, we got it stuck. I recreated it. We did it twice. So on that set, the first time was a mistake on my part to not get Lowe's out of the system. The second time we did it, I wanted to see it again, and it did it again. That's awesome. It was stuck and it unstuck itself using reverse. Okay, we're coming up here. We're going to actually go left here. We got an unprotected left. We got to get across on we got some oncoming traffic though right now, so we got to stop for them. Where there is a gap, we can get across. We need, let's see, defer to the, oh, awesome job. Awesome job. That is a very difficult, it's an unprotected, now I will be the first to admit, all right, we got some cars, get your butt out of the way. Thank you. All right, let me put a pin in that. We got a right lane over here closed for construction. Let's get through that. Man, I'm just so jazzed right now. So, got itself out of a predicament twice, 2 times in a row. Had to use reverse. Did not run into number one, didn't run into that's not even a fence. That was a gate, a small gate. So it didn't run into that gate. It recognized the gate. Now, granted, I'm going to tell you what. I had my foot ready. But it identified it and it stopped. And then it reversed itself out of that situation. Oh man, that's just so awesome. And then making that unprotected left across Westlake Houston Parkway right there at the 1960 intersection. Anybody that lives in Atascocita, Humble, Kingwood, they'll all agree with me. That can be a tough place to get across and go left out of that HEB parking lot. And so that's what I was trying to test it for. So it passed it with that, but it's like what it did at Lowe's stole all the thunder. Okay, what's going on here? Putting on our brakes all of a sudden, but obviously that's because of the traffic directly in front of us. Just slow down. Oh, somebody trying to get over into the left turning lane. Probably fogging, trying to figure out which direction they want to go. And of course, they need you to wait for them while they're figuring that out. Wow. That was just really, really awesome what it did at Lowe's. As well as what it did coming out of the HEB parking lot. But, man. So see, that's why sometimes I want to throw, like, let's just be blunt. I could have just said, navigate me home from the Petco. And what it would have done is it would have gone to our left and gone down a very easy neighborhood suburban road to get over here to Westlake Houston Parkway and get us home. And what I would tell y'all is, for most of y'all that use FSD, 999 of y'all out of 1,000 should just do that. Don't do what I just did. But I'm out here, I like to push the software to its limits and see what we got. And we just got the Tesla stuck twice. But FSD got out of it twice. 100%. Hands-free. I never touched either of the pedals. I came damn close to touching one of those pedals. Damn, really close. I'll be honest with you. The second time I hovered, but I wasn't as close because I saw what it could do. That it definitely, even though it was kind of running up to it, it definitely registered it and hit the brakes. So, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, I was just going to say that just have the Tesla navigate you the easy way. I'm out here, I want to see what it's got. And so I acknowledge that. And I just put it through 3 tests. And it came out of that maintaining its status of 0 interventions, critical or non-critical, and all hands-free. Incredible. Incredible. The other thing I want to say to folks, don't do what you clearly saw, if you are uncomfortable, hit the brake. I had my foot hovering by the brake pedal, ready to go. And if I needed to, yes, would I have put some pressure on that brake pedal? Absolutely. But there's a reason why I have 2 GoPros up in my car. There's a reason why. There's a reason why I put my feet on those little yellow footprints in MCRD San Diego, and I raised my right arm and swore an oath to the country, its people, and the Constitution. I'm not going to do that again. I would do it again. I'm not going to go through my diatribe. There's enough people that have watched my videos that are like, oh God, here we go again. Damn Constitution. Excuse me, the darn Constitution. Here goes JC, about to get up on his high horse, about to get up on his soapbox and tell us how him driving FSD is literally the equivalent of defending the Constitution against all foes, foreign and domestic. No, I'm not saying that. Close. But yeah, I do that because I like to show what the software has. And in some cases, we get to see what the software doesn't have yet, right? So it's interesting that it clearly can get itself out of a jam. It did it 2 times in a row when there is when there's a gate or like a metal gate, but it didn't do it for a fence. So that's interesting. Literally just 2 days apart. And both I did twice. So it got stuck at a gate, or I should say, it got stuck at a fence, a see-through fence, twice on Saturday. And I had to do a non-critical intervention at it twice in order to get us unstuck from the fence in that alley. Well, that's a beautiful German Shepherd. Look at that. Oh, we're getting running into some congestion here, but that's all right. So yeah, I had to do 2 non-critical interventions on Saturday. Okay, it was wanting to get around, but I don't know if we have the room here. All right, it's going to stick with us here. Are we going to go ahead and stay here? I was like, why are we trying to get around him? Well, that's what it was. That dude he was sitting there at the stoplight, at the green light. Interesting. Another kudos for Tesla FSD right there. That was interesting. So that's 4 things it's done. So that one right there, we were sitting at a green light. That dude, I guess he didn't know he could move on up. And so we were about to get around him. But we didn't have enough space. So it was starting to make the turn. And then I think he figured out, oh crap, I've got a green light. So he made his left. Because there was plenty of room to move up. Wow. I wouldn't have known. I would have just figured that it's full in front of us. So, I'm starting to think. I'm not sure that's a German Shepherd. I'm looking at it. That would be, if somebody were to make me guess, I would say that's a German Shepherd. Y'all can't see it at all at this point, but I'm starting to wonder. Anyway, big dog. So yeah, we had to do 2 non-critical interventions at the Asian food market to go get inventory for my wife's family restaurant. But there, when I was trying to circumvent the navigation and get it to take us right over into that parking lot versus going left into the suburbs, I wanted to take a more difficult route. And the way I did it was I had it navigate to Lowe's. And on the navigation for Lowe's, Lowe's has 2 places, the delivery center at Lowe's and then just Lowe's itself. And so it had the delivery center for Lowe's, which is there behind the back. And so it was going the right direction, but they had the gate up, right? You saw that they had the gate up. It stopped for the gate. And so that was first and foremost. I was like, oh, nice. It stopped for the gate. But I was letting it do its thing, but I was pretty sure I was going to have to do a non-critical intervention to back it up and get it going the other direction. But I didn't. So on that first go around, it backed up itself and got out of that rut. And I'm just going to be honest with you, folks. I kept it in there because I wanted to see if it would do the same thing 2 times in a row. So on the second one, it stopped. I went ahead, but we maintained hands-free, because what I did is I said, all right, I'm just going to take Lowe's out and have it go home, because it's at Lowe's. It got us to where I'm telling it to take us. We're there. So it was done. I put in home, but I did not do a non-critical intervention. I didn't try to back us up and get us into a better setting. I'm like, nope, we're here. Okay, now I'm going to put in home. Now what are you going to do? And it backed out again from that situation. And since it was figured it was at the Lowe's delivery location, the delivery part of the Lowe's, the navigation would have had us going back behind to the delivery center part of Lowe's, and it didn't. It recalibrated and backed out. It figured out it was in a conundrum, and it backed out and got us home. I love it. So we proved it out 2 times in a row. So the interesting question will be, it did that for a gated fence. What else will it do that for, where you can get it stuck? And it did not do it. Well, that person's just going to, I don't know what they were doing right there. That made no sense to me. But anyway, no skin off our back. But it didn't do it for a regular fence, right? So I may do a little bit more research on that. There's some things, I'm just going to be blunt, I ain't going to try to. If it's a big old brick wall, I might be less apt to, I think Tesla's got some ADAS drivers or somebody for that. Get a crash test dummy for that one. For those fences, you know what? Yeah, a little bit of damage, but it's not life or death on those. Oh, even like if you're, anyway, never mind. All right. And then, let's see, we're progressing through here. We got some traffic to our right. We continue to progress on through. Let's see, are we going to move on up here? Yeah, we do, because we got the green light. Good job. And we're out of the gap. Good job. Didn't want to impede any traffic coming out of the right, although there isn't any. Didn't want to impede any anyway. So we got that on camera twice. And then it did a great job getting out of the HEB to make an unprotected left. Got to get into a very tight median with traffic coming down Westlake Houston Parkway, both directions, right at 1960. And identified the gaps both ways. And you can't like gun it into that median either, because it's a small median. Like, you got to get right in the right spot. Then all right, let me put a pin in that for a second. Getting over here to the left. Let me just keep my eye on the traffic to the left and right of us. Yeah, y'all see that dog now. I called it a German Shepherd. I'm going to be the first to tell you, I've never had like a German Shepherd or like a big dog like that. So I'm not sure if I'm misassessing that dog. It's a beautiful dog, though. Big old head. Y'all let me know in the comments if I got that beautiful dog wrong, because I don't want to mislabel him or her. So yeah, it did great there. And then, oh yeah, what was the fourth thing? Yeah, at the traffic light that it turned green. I'm going to be honest with you, I'd have probably just sat there, just assuming that the traffic was, just full in front of him. And it wasn't. He was just either on his phone or hadn't figured out that he could make his left. All right, we can do the same thing here, get around the congested lane and get over into it's still very impressive, but that one doesn't take, as a human, I would have done that because I could have seen that. The thing back there at King's Crossing, I couldn't see in front of him. I didn't know. So that was even more impressive. That's something that AI and a robotic car is going to be able, with software, can see better than a human can. Excellent job. All right, we have turned left onto North Park Drive. We're going to be on North Park for about a mile, and then we'll turn right to go near my neighborhood. So we're getting towards the end here. The only thing, we still got a mile and a half till my house. So you never count your chickens before they hatch. So let me just shut up until we get into my neighborhood. All right. Light turn green. Move on up. See if we can keep the green light. Yes, we do. Get through Brookdale Drive. Got about 3/4 of a mile, and then we're going to be turning right. So it'll be interesting to see when it makes the decision to get over into the right lane, because we will need to be in the right lane, and there's quite a lot of traffic, and not just traffic, but dense traffic with not very big gaps. I've got about a half mile. Looks like we got some traffic in the right lane slowing down. Maybe they're turning and that will provide us a gap. We'll see. Yes, they are. All right, great decision making, Tesla FSD. And then we throw on the right blinker. Baby. And look at that. See? Great job. Just some great moves today. Really good moves. I mean, that wasn't anything out of the world, right? But that was just some good, I would say, above average human cognitive driving ability. Like, experienced driver that's local to this area and knows that people are there's a couple of cross streets there, neighborhoods, that folks are highly likely somebody's going to be turning right into that neighborhood. So JC, just chill and let's let them turn into those neighborhoods. And then once they turn, guess what? We're going to have a gap. So calm the hell down. sit back and enjoy the drive, look pretty, and let me do the work. And I can do 2 out of 3 of those. I'll let you guess which of those 3 items that I can't do. It's the shut up part. No. So maybe it's 2 out of 3 I can't do. Look pretty and shut up. All right. Coming near my neighborhood. This is where these 2 lanes merge into one. So let's see how we do with the merging. We slow down. We are the ones that don't have the ego. We slow down. We let there we go. Great job. We let them take ownership of the lane as it merged. I love it. No ego. Man, so many great things that FSD is doing on this drive. We are not done. We got a 1/4 mile left. So I'm going to end it here because I want it to come into our neighborhood from the other direction. And it just always seems to make a better attempt at parking in my driveway from the other side of my street than it does this street. So we're just going to see. A lot of it depends on how many cars are parked around my driveway. Right now, oh shoot, I forgot to put, let me read. I got the jaw jacking and I forgot to put, no harm, no foul. We'll just do a loop-de-loop around this cul-de-sac. But I got the jaw jacking and forgot to put my home address back in there. But what I was saying is, and we'll go through, is that there's so many vehicles parked around my driveway, there's really no great angle to try to get into. So we'll just see. We'll just see. It depends on how many cars are parked around my driveway and whether my brother-in-law's big old GMC Sierra has skidded in there. Like, it seems like everybody in my family that uses his truck, all right, is his truck gone? All right, his truck is gone. Now, there is another vehicle. That is my niece's vehicle. What the heck? Wait, no, everybody's, okay, I was looking at all right, can you do it? Can you do it? There's nobody in there. Go do it. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to end the trip, and we're going to try to actual smart summon our way in there. Actually, let me see if there is a way to pin it. Let's do that first. Is there a way? Let's see. Why not? No, it's just going to try to, well, you know what? Let's give it a shot. No, that's not going to end trip. That's not going to do it because it doesn't show my driveway. So let's try it with summon though. Because summon actually shows. Let's just give it a shot. No. All right. Let them get by. Of course, every single time I do that, somebody drives by. I don't know what that is. Every single time I try to do summon in my own driveway, somebody drives. All right. Are you going to go in there? It just doesn't want to do it. All right, let me try. I don't know why it's having such a fit at my house. Let's see. We're going to try this again. Let me make sure I've got it on. Yep. Let's try this again. Oh, let me do this first. We're just going to try. It's backing up towards my house. Can it keep backing up towards my house? All right, we're in front of my house. Come on, can you do it? Come on, you can do it. It just won't go in there. It's just not going to do it. It just won't do it. I mean, clear as day, there were no vehicles in for one time in history, there are no vehicles in my driveway. And it's still, and I mean, it reversed all the way. That guy's going fast through here. It reversed all the way back, and it's trying to go into other driveways in order to do 3-point turns and back all the way down my street, but it won't go into my own driveway. It'll go into their driveway. It'll go into their driveway. It'll go into their driveway. It goes into every driveway but mine. So what I was going to say would have been the cherry on top is if I could have gotten all the way into my driveway hands-free. I mean, we had no interventions, critical or non-critical, but man, it'd have been so cool if it had just pulled up that 5 to 10 extra feet into my driveway. It'd have been the cherry on top. But one of these days, it's going to happen. Man, talk about low end. I don't even, part of me doesn't even want to have this on video because I don't want the folks at Tesla AI to even be remotely focused on this. Because this is just personal for me. It'd be so cool. No, I want them focused on the 99.9999% of the drive that is between the two parking lots. That's where I want you focused because, quite frankly, I know what the future holds, and it ain't going to be me parking myself in my driveway or parking myself in a parking spot at Petco. Let's just leave it at that. 10 years from now, we won't be doing that. They're focused where they should be focused on. But, man, for me personally, it would be cool as if at some point I could get my Tesla to park in my driveway. But not today. All right, everybody. But you saw how amazing. I mean, there were like 5 amazing things it did today. I'll have to look at, but man, what a day. What a day. All right, everybody. Well, I'll get this downloaded and uploaded. I'm a little behind on getting things uploaded. This is right now, as I'm speaking, it's 5:30 in the evening on Monday evening. I've got 2 other videos I haven't even gotten uploaded yet. So I need to get those, and those are good ones too. Both of them, one's, highly inclement weather, a lot of rain and fog coming down, and then, well, not the fog coming, but you know what I mean. And then the other one picking my mother-in-law up from the airport with no interventions. So I want to get that up there. But, yeah, so we will just, we'll get them up there. It just takes a little while. So, all right, everybody. I hope y'all have a great rest of your Monday evening, and I hope y'all are having a great week and it continues that way. And I love all of y'all, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.